on Masson. We're going to keep showing up, and so are those loyal Nats fans, until this team can knock off those St. Louis Cardinals. Game 2 of the 4-game series tonight. Great pitching on tap, and we hope a Curly W. It's kind of needed against these guys at this point. Bob and FP, welcome to the ballpark. 8 in a row for St. Louis in regular season play over Washington. And it's a great pitching matchup, and hopefully Gio has the feel for all 3 of his pitches tonight.
Yeah, you know, we always talk about the defense, and justifiably so at this point, the offense, but it all starts in the middle with the starting pitching, and hasn't been as great as advertised yet this year. And for Gio Gonzalez, he has to come out and be the closer today and stop this thing dead in its tracks. Last time out against the Braves, he didn't throw his changeup very much. It's a pitch that we thought he was going to feature a lot. It's a field pitch for him, and on some days he feels it, some days he doesn't. But that changeup tonight against the Cardinals will suit him very well.
One of the winningest pitchers in the league the last couple of years, Michael Wacha, nearly no-hit the Nats in St. Louis last September. He was great in postseason, and he's off to a good start, 2-0 with a 1.89 ERA.
Yeah, one of the best young pitchers in baseball, period. And if he stays healthy, maybe a Cy Young in his future. And quite possibly the best changeup in baseball, coming off a 94, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He's tall. He's got downward tilt on everything. It's another tough go for the Nats hitters tonight against Michael Wacha.
Nats are hitting over 300 against left-handers. Problem is, they're not facing any this weekend. Now, Matt Carpenter sitting 286 in the leadoff spot for St. Louis. He went to TCU in Fort Worth, Texas. Anthony Rendon went to Rice down in Houston. He's leading off at 317. Both young, both third basemen, and both really good. Ball on Masson, brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world. By our Washington BMW centers. And by visitAnnapolis.org. Find it here. Nats trying to find a W against St. Louis tonight. Cool night again at the ballpark. Visit trainsearch.com. Find your local train comfort specialist dealer. Hard to stop a train. Really hard. Well, unfortunately, FP, we're talking about a lot of defense for the wrong reasons right now. But we know Ian Desmond is going to be much better, like he was last year after a slow start similar to this.
Yeah, step into my office right now. We're going to do a little defensive clinic. And shortstop a position I know something about. Played there till I was 25 years old. Ian Desmond right now is coming straight to the baseball, so he's meeting the baseball head on. And if you've ever stood out in the street and looked at a car straight on, it's tough to tell the speed of the car coming straight at you. You can't even tell the color of it, the make of it. But what you do as a shortstop, if you get to one side of the baseball and kind of circle in and play through the ball, now you can read some hops and you can tell which hop you want to get. You create the hop by getting around the baseball, playing through it. And we're going to show you Ian Desmond right now, just kind of coming straight into the baseball and planting his feet. So for you kids at home, when your feet become still, your hands become hard. If you circle the baseball and play through it, it allows your hands to stay soft. If there's a bad hop, your feet are always moving. So the little funk that Ian Desmond is in right now is due to the fact that he's a little bit flat-footed. He's coming straight at the baseball. He's not playing through the baseball. And once he gets into that groove, as we said, you know, he'll become that gold glove quality shortstop we think he's going to be. And I don't think anybody's really worried about Ian Desmond at shortstop. We saw him do this last April, and it's only a matter of time before he starts picking everything and making all the highlight reels.
If Matt Williams was worried, he wouldn't be in the lineup tonight. He's right back out there, and it'll be Desmond and the Nats taking on this St. Louis offense. They're hitting .250, but only $1.79 against left-handed pitchers. Yadier Molina got a base hit today while he was probably in his hotel as they changed the Worth call from last night, so he had a base hit and a double last night, and he's the best hitting catcher in baseball over the last 3+ seasons. Not to mention the great defense he gives, and here's what they face with Gio.
Well, this is the key for me tonight, the changeup. He didn't throw it a whole lot against the Braves last time, and it has become a serious weapon for him, but like he's told everybody, it's a field pitch. The fastball averaging 92.7 miles an hour this year, and the curveball at 78.
Matt Carpenter leads off for St. Louis, and the first pitch is a fastball up. We're underway at 7:07.
Yeah, last time out, Gio 3 in the first, 3 in the second, gave up 6 against the Braves. That can't happen here tonight. You know, somebody on the mound for the Nats has to step up right now and be that closer to say, hey, I'm going 7 strong tonight. Watch me do this. Everybody in the bullpen sit down. I got this.
Yeah, Steve McCaddy would love somebody to say that as well. One of the most selective hitters in baseball. Carpenter took 63% of the pitches he saw last year when he had his by far best major league season. He's off to a .286 start, but he has a .408 on base percentage with 12 bases on balls. He makes you throw strikes. Out of play, 2-2. 4th year in the big leagues for Vic Carapazza, and that's the crew chief Bill Miller over at third base. Carapazza behind the plate, Adam Hamari first base, Greg Gibson at second. These umpires getting to work in front of some pretty good pitching throughout this weekend series. Target away, fastball away, and a fly ball away to left. He hit his spot. Bryce Harper makes a routine play on a fair ball to start the game.
Let's set the defense for the Nationals tonight. McLaughlin center field once again. Denard Span expected back tomorrow, so we look forward to seeing him. Nate McLaughlin done a nice job. Desmond Rendon left side, Espinosa LaRoche right side, and Jose Lobaton behind the plate.
Well, and we thought it should have been called right from the get-go last night. The ball that Yadier Molina hit in the 8th inning, Jason lost it in the lights. It was called an error, which was wrong, and now they changed it to a base hit today, and that was the right thing to do. Out of play from Johnny Peralta, strike 1. Peralta has seen Gio more than any St. Louis hitter. 14 at bats, 3 hits, a home run. Peter Borges in the 8th spot has seen Gio 13 times. Peralta warming things up a bit, hitting .208, but he's on a 5-game hitting streak with 9 hits.
It's a changeup, 82. I'd be the changeup police tonight. I'm all over it.
Okay.
It's a pitch that should work against this ball club. They're a fastball hunting team, just like the Braves. It's a good pitch.
Wow. Close to the inside corner. Counts 2-1.
Well, Gio really hasn't gotten this pitch yet this year. And the only thing I can come up with is that Jose Lobaton is setting up too far inside because he's darting the glove.
He's got a good heater going tonight. 94 on that. Right-handed batter late for it. Gio's pitched 18 innings so far. 15 hits, 7 runs. Too many walks, he'd tell you that. 17 strikeouts.
And they faced the Cardinals a few times in spring training.
Regular season play, he has a 1.13 ERA and 2 starts against him over the years, with 1 win, 1 loss. Of course, he had that crazy playoff game where he was totally unhittable in St. Louis. That Game 1 win when Tyler Moore got the eventual winning hit. Gio walked about a half dozen guys, but nobody could get any hits against him. Kept the Nats in that game. They eventually won it. And a 3-2 just missed.
A lot of emotion from Gio Gonzalez, and you don't hate to bring it up, but I'm gonna. When he did that in Game 5 of the NLDS, the Cardinals dugout saw it. They knew they had an advantage against Gio. They smelled blood in the water when he started showing emotion on the mound, just like this. The old saying in baseball, never let them see you sweat. You don't want the other team to know what you're thinking.
Tough matchup now. Matt Holliday, who's only faced Gio 4 times, 0 for 3 with a walk. He got them going with an RBI double in the first inning last night, and he was on base 3 times. Holliday's on a 6-game hitting streak. So's Craig behind him, and so's Molina behind him. Craig 6 games, Molina 9 games, so some of their bats are starting to warm things up. They're only 7th in the league in batting average, and about the same in runs scored. And Gio with that heater, 93. It looked quicker than that.
Yeah, good fastball, late life. Good hop at the end. So imperative for the Nats to get back in their dugout and play from on top for a change. The majority of this season they've been playing from behind. It's early. Things are going to change. But I'm sure Matt Williams would like him to change soon. And that's where you got to pitch Holliday. You crowd him in with the hard stuff. That's a good pitch. And 94. You see Lobaton setting in off the plate. Hits the spot directly, and it looked like Holliday had trouble getting to that, and who wouldn't?
Had to make sure you get it in there far enough. He turned on one early last night. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a fastball up and away. Holliday couldn't reach it. 2 down.
But the reason that pitch worked for Gio Gonzalez was because of the fastballs on the inner half. Now you got Matt Holliday thinking about 94 in the inner half. And as a hitter, you're feeling that 94. And you're saying, I got to get my swing going. He's got that late life, a little giddy up at the end. Start my swing early, and anything away is hard to get to. And that was...
He was really tardy, huh?
A little bit late.
Here's Alan Craig. All of us who ever played as kids remember our coach telling us, hit the ball on the ground, get it on the ground. Alan Craig, when he hits the ball on the ground, is hitting $150 this year. St. Louis wants him to hit the ball in the air more. He's been hitting like 7 ground balls for every fly ball, and he's a power guy who drives in runs. Now that doesn't mean easy fly balls. That means driving it somewhere. He's only 9 for 57. When he wakes up, this will be a pretty tough offense. Batting $114 when he hits the ball on the ground this year. 1-1 from Gio. Short lead by Peralta. There's the ball in the air for a base hit to left. Johnny Peralta will stop at second. And Gio will have to deal with Molina now with 2 outs.
It might have been the changeup right there at 84. All right, now Gio Gonzalez in a little first inning crisis here with a guy that really knows how to drive in runs.
10 of them so far. And Yadier Molina, 16 for 35 during a 9-game hitting streak. He was 2 for 6 last night. He's 2 for 6 career against the Nats left-hander. Skies one deep to left center. Going back, Harper. Bryce will have it right at the wall, about 370 feet away.
Well, Gonzalez got away with one right there. Warm ballpark, that ball carries. Bryce Harper the wall, look it up, makes the play.
I was about to say, thank goodness for 55 degrees. To work with out there in the left field wall. He's going to get ready for his at bat here right after Rendon. Bottom of the first underway. The Nats are 4th in the league in hitting. Still 2nd in the league in runs to Colorado. And he and Desmond career against the Cardinals. 3 doubles, 12 RBIs, and batting just over .290. There is nobody in the lineup tonight who got a hit against Michael Wacha last time these guys met, and that was Ryan Zimmerman with a walk and a base hit in that game. So the Nats will face a talented, hard-throwing 22-year-old.
You see the arsenal right there. Changeup probably his best pitch, but you remember that game on September 24th last year when Ryan Zimmerman got the infield single with 2 outs in the top of the ninth to break up the no-hitter. Wacha's fastball that night was 95 to 97 miles an hour. So this year it's averaging 93, but the changeup at 86 is his out pitch.
He threw the last couple of warm-up pitches off the stretch. Don't see guys do that real often.
Well, a lot of guys like to do that because when the throw is coming down to second base, that's when you're in the stretch.
Yeah, I counted at least the last 2. Hopefully the Nats will get him out of the full windup early tonight. That's a fastball in there to Anthony Rendon, who was 0 for 3 against Wacha that September afternoon in St. Louis. Anthony's at .317 with a .358 on base percentage. Hits it sharply over to the right side. That's the veteran Mark Ellis in the lineup tonight.
The defense for the Cardinals tonight against the lefty. A little different look. Holiday, Borges, Robinson your outfield. Peralta, Carpenter left side. Ellis, Craig right side. And Yadier Molina behind the plate. And Borges can fly in center field, folks. One of the fastest guys in the National League.
Here's Bryce Harper. 0 for 4 last night. Tried to bunt first time up. And with that in mind, Matt Carpenter is even with the bag at third base, although well off the line. Bryce 0 for 3 career against Wacha, goes up hacking. And he has a good on base percentage, .373 to go with his .315 batting average. Wacha, second career start against the Nats. He was 1 out short of the complete game and the no-hitter last time up. 18 strikeouts, 3 walks in his first 19 innings this year.
That was the first changeup of the night at 87. Now Walker's a guy that will adjust to you. If you show him that you're going to force the issue and go up hacking, he'll go to that changeup early in the count. So he's a tough guy to game plan off of. You know, usually you'll try to get a team game plan. Like tonight, we're going to be aggressive early in the count. But he's a guy that will adjust.
That was way upstairs, and Bryce Harper, no chance to reach it. 2 quick outs.
Yeah, fastball up at 96 miles an hour. So the fastball been sitting at 95, now 96 with 2 strikes. And off of that changeup, it probably looked like 196.
Worth having a little conversation with a smiling Yadier Molina. .95 on that one. Counts even 1-1. Let's go inside the numbers with Jeep and Jason Worth. Against the Cardinals, only Ryan Howard, Edwin Encarnacion better career batting averages. Slugging percentage, pardon me, not batting average. That would really be something.
How many games has Encarnacion played against the Cardinals?
Some with Cincinnati.
Right.
And a 1-2, Worth reaching for it. Cut off by Matt Carpenter. And a 1-2-3. But guess what? It's a scoreless first inning, and that's a really good thing for the home team. It's been tough here lately. Light party night, lots of things going on left center. Crowd knowing they'll have to bundle up for this one tonight. Warmer weather's on the day tomorrow and Sunday for a 105 and a 135 game the next 2 days.
And don't get too close to that heater, it'll burn a hole right in your pants. Had that happened before.
There's veteran Mark Ellis, 9 years with Oakland. Stops in Colorado and the Dodgers. LA for the last 2 years. St. Louis signed him as a free agent. Has some veteran assurance to back up rookie Colton Wong. He's only played in 1 game, 0 for 3, but 2 RBIs. Look at jammed and popped that one up to right for Jason Worth.
So we've been talking about the Gio Gonzalez changeup, and he told me, FP, it's a field pitch. If I'm feeling it on that day, I'm going to go with it. And if you look at the first 2 starts, he threw that 18% of the time. Last time out against the Braves, just 4%. But I mean, he's a power guy, so that's understandable. For power pitchers, the off-speed is a touch and feel thing, and on certain days you're feeling good about it, certain days you're not, and obviously last time out he wasn't. But I just think, you know, from a hitter's standpoint, that's the toughest pitch. If you got a guy that throws 94 and his changeup is 10 miles an hour slower and looks just like his fastball, I mean, I don't really care how nasty Gio's curve is on a given day. If he can throw those two for a strike, he can go deep into any ball game against anybody.
2-0 to Shane Robinson. Good speed. Up the middle, Danny Espinosa. One-hand grab, the rifle over to first. 2 outs.
When the Nats win, everyone wins. All season long, when the Nats win and score 7 or more runs, you get 50% off regular menu prices at papajohns.com by entering promo code NATS50. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official pizza of your Washington Nationals.
Last time the Nats saw Peter Borges, he was 24 and was in his first full major league season back in 2011. He'd go on to hit .271 with the Angels. David Freese and Fernando Salas went to Anaheim, and with a minor leaguer, Borges brought his speed game to St. Louis. Had a lot of injury problems last year. Left hammy, broke his right wrist on the DL twice. Hit just .220. Then he's off to a .222 start, 8 for 36. Little pop-up right side. Great second inning for Gio Gonzalez on just 8 pitches. And he'll make the pitcher for St. Louis lead off next inning. Folks are hoping to find their seats and get a rally going. Blowing out toward the left field corner. No score. Here are the Honda do-ups for the Nats in the bottom of the second. And against right-handed pitchers, the Nats are hitting .243 overall, but Adam LaRoche leads the way at .302, and that's all of his homers and all of his RBIs. Just not that many left-handed starters on the menu early in the season.
Come in bunches. You go through streaks where you face 4 or 5 in a row.
This is an interesting shift by St. Louis because there are 2 infielders on the outfield grass. Johnny Peralta near the umpire, Greg Gibson, and then Mark Ellis about 30 feet onto the grass. That's 2-0.
I think we should just start showing when teams are playing straight up.
Which is never.
Right.
Unless a couple of guys are on base. LaRoche last time up last night did pull a base hit through the shift. And Michael Wacha goes 3-0. Walker had a great career at Texas A&M. So between him, Carpenter, and Rendon, a Lone Star flavor to this one tonight. And LaRoche, a mile high over on the right side.
Well, they got enough guys over there.
Somebody's going to catch it. Looked like that was the third baseman, Matt Carpenter, who grabbed that.
Well, you could grab a 2014 Nat season plan holder dealio. They're still available for purchase. Get the lowest prices, exclusive season plan holder benefits. Don't forget about the secret handshake carp. I've already showed you 5 times. You know it.
A dealio?
Yes, it's the dealio, the season plan dealio. 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/2014 for your season ticket dealio.
There were a couple of guys back in the old neighborhood named Delio. Here's Ian Desmond. Late breaker.
Almost like a cutter right there from Michael Wacha.
Sure looked like 188.
He'll four seam the fastball. He'll throw a cutter with it.
Then he comes back with 95. Nissan on the pitch track.
Right at the top of the zone. Something on it.
Got him looking. 5 in a row for Wacha to start the game.
Boy, he's working fast already. Michael Wacha, one of the fastest paces in all of baseball, and you can see why. Just getting it, throwing it, pounding the strike zone. Little run back to that 96. And maybe Ian Desmond was looking for something else in a 2-strike count.
Here's Danny Espinosa. Danny was not a September call-up last year, so he didn't face this right-hander. From the left side, he's 6 for 24. Drags a bunt. Looks like a hit. Nobody's at first anyway. All 3 Cardinals flying to the baseball, and Danny Espinosa gets the Nats their first safety of the night.
Well, that's a box you definitely got to check against Wacha. We saw that last time out. So Danny Espinosa does a nice job bringing it with him. And how good has he been with the bunt so far this year? You see him getting it out front. The ball actually cutting toward him, which helped him guide that ball to second base. And there goes the no-hitter.
Danny Espinosa has 11 hits, 5 doubles, 1 triple. So of the 5 other hits, I bet he's bunted for maybe 3 of those 5 singles. At least 2, maybe 3.
Well, what it does is it's an immediate 1-for-1. It loosens you up for the rest of your at-bats. You already got a hit in the book off a really good pitcher. So, you know, while a lot of times the bunt with 2 outs isn't a good play, with Espinosa's speed and being able to steal second base and just, you know, feel good about yourself the rest of the night, that's a great play. Watch the ball cut at the end. You see the cutter rotation. So Espinosa squares early. It's all about placement. See the cutter rotation? So now it's chasing Espinosa, going right toward him. And that actually helped him bunt the ball toward the second baseman. Where if that ball's going away from you, like a 2-seamer, it's tough to bring with you down the first base line or toward the second baseman.
Wacha getting that high strike call right now from Vic Carapazza. Counts 1-2 with 2 outs. Nate McLouth as a Nat, 2 for 23. Seeing Wacha for the first time. A little bit of a lean going there for Danny Espinosa.
It's a good count to run in. Might be a changeup here from Wacha.
Had him reaching, and a bouncing ball right side handled by Mark Ellis. Nationals get their first base hit of the night. Easter weekend is upon us here in Washington, D.C., and that little guy can't wait for some colored eggs on Sunday. Growing up and being a Major League Baseball park camera operator.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't?
Outstanding work. Let's go inside the numbers with Ian Desmond and Jeep and FP. The numbers and the situation strikingly similar to last year.
Yeah, I mean, look at the next 100 games. 7 errors total after 7 in the first 18 games last year, 7 first 16 this year. And that's what I've been saying. The game moves fast for some people in the first month of the season. Sometimes it takes you a whole month to calm down, get into that rhythm, get into that groove. I know I'm not worried about him. But the ball club as a whole has to play better defense. So, you know, Ian, I think early on is a microcosm of this team, a really, really good player that's not playing his best, which is, probably say that for the ball club, but I mean, when you look at their record, they haven't played their best yet, and they're 2 games over 500.
Well, I loved Ian Desmond's comments after the game last night. Totally stand-up guy.
I mean, you got to love that, right? I mean, he's in his locker.
He wore it, as the players say. They have a T-shirt, by the way, that says "Own It." He owned it last night after his problems, and he, you know, that's what leaders do.
A lot of players don't do that. They go hide in the training room. Ian Desmond stood in his locker and actually waited for the media to come up and addressed every single question, and that's what captains do, that's what leaders do, and that's what grown men do.
A little bit outside to Waka. 0 for 5 this year, 3 for 26 as a big league hitter. Gio, by the way, first 2 innings, 28 pitches, 17 strikes. Don't want to walk this guy and bring around the top of the order. Gio had the misfortune of being the Nats pitcher that day in St. Louis. Waka went 0 for 2 against him. There's a strike and the strikeout, his second of the day. Well, you talked about shortstop earlier. NFP has more.
Well, Danny Espinosa is a good example of playing through the baseball. That's what I'm talking about. Remember I showed you how Ian was kind of just setting up a little too soon. And if you set up too soon, your feet stop, your hands get hard. Watch Danny Espinosa right here. The ball's hit to his right, and he plays through the baseball. His feet never stop moving. You see that? Never really set up. So now when your feet are moving and you play through the ball, your hands stay soft. And the worst thing you can do is just sit on a baseball. And Ian Desmond has been working on it, the coaching staff working on it. And you get into funks on defense just like you do on offense. And like I said, he'll be fine, and he's going to win a Gold Glove someday soon. I mean, he was nominated for a Gold Glove last year, so that's why nobody that knows anything about baseball or Ian Desmond is worried one bit.
Matt Carpenter flied to left first time. That's a foul ball. Danny Espinosa came up to me in batting practice today and said, "What did I do wrong on that play last night?" I said, "Danny, you did nothing wrong." And we got to talking about the whole situation like you and I talked. And he agreed that if this thing is enforced the way they're talking about it right now, somebody's going to take some spikes in the leg or an ankle and get seriously hurt.
Yeah.
There are guys concerned about what's going on with these transfer calls right now. And there's a tough guy to strike out. Gio just did, 2 in a row in his 3rd of the game. Let's have another look at what happened to Danny Espinosa on a quick exchange at second base last night.
Well, there was a photo floating on the internet of Danny with the ball in his hand right there last night before he dropped it. So, and I do think Major League Baseball is taking a look at that, and I do think they're going to make adjustments on that very play.
I was told today that every major league manager got a directive explaining this whole call from the commissioner's office today. So maybe what happened here last night had an influence, maybe some other ball games. And there's strike 2 to Johnny Peralta. Suddenly Gio's cruising, but it's being talked about on the avenues of New York City right now.
Well, it had absolutely nothing to do with the outcome of last night's game.
No.
I mean, none whatsoever.
But if some player goes out for 2 months because he got his leg broke,
right,
that's a serious situation. Gio goes off speed to Peralta, who he walked first time up. I mean, you teach guys how to play a certain way their entire life. And then at the highest level where things are moving so quickly, suddenly everything's changing and guys are going, what did I do wrong?
Well, as a former second baseman, I just tried to get rid of it. I mean, it's in and out of your glove. You're almost redirecting the ball to first base because you got, big Harry Guerrella's coming in, slide in, and trying to knock you into left field, and you just want to get the ball in the air. So it's not like you're concentrating on, I have to catch this, I have to grab it, I have to throw it. If you do that, everybody's safe. I mean, it's a quick release. You got to get rid of it, and you got to get your feet up in the air. And if you don't, you're going to blow out a knee. You're going to get spiked. And so it's not like you can concentrate on, I'm going to catch this, I'm going to grab it, I'm going to throw it. You can't. It's just a redirect, really. It's hard to explain if you've never done it, but you just got to get rid of the baseball and get up in the air as quick as you can.
2-2 pitch and another one out of play. This to the right side. Off the bat of Johnny Peralta.
All that carp too is from the blind side. It's almost like a quarterback getting hit from the blind side because you're facing your shortstop, you're facing your third baseman, your back's to the runner. You kind of feel them, you hear them coming, but you can't see them like a shortstop can on the turn.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That is pretty good jammage right there.
Serious?
Yes. All right. Serious enough to end the top of the 3rd inning.
Love it.
And Gio has retired 7 straight Cardinals. Both looking good right now. There will be 1 Nats outfielder and 1 Angel in the outfield come Monday. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim will be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Get your game tickets. Call 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/tickets.
Well, the Nats have a chance to get a lot of hits if the Angels are going to have 1 outfielder.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him play. We've never seen him in person. He was still in the minor leagues when the Nats played in Anaheim 3 years ago under Davey Johnson, his first series as manager. Here's Jose Lobaton, and that's a high strike. Vic Carapazza has established that high strike with Waka's fastballs early in the game. And a little tapper that just goes foul. Target way away. Ball 1. First 2 innings, 25 pitches, 18 strikes for 22-year-old Michael Wacha, who will have a birthday July 1st.
Boy, he's sinking the fastball. He's got a 4-seam fastball. He's cutting the fastball, and they're all in the mid-90s.
2-2, and he throws it by Lobaton for his 3rd strikeout.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Here's Gio. 0 for 2 against Waka that day in St. Louis.
1 for 6 with a tater.
Yeah.
Oh, first pitch curveball. A little respect.
He knows Gio's hit 3 career home runs. Boy, gotta love this kid's work rate, huh?
He's got a good cutter going tonight. 90 miles an hour right there, looking like a slider. That's the 4-seamer at 95. And he has, it looks like he has about 8:30 dinner reservations the way he's working. Derek
Lilliquist, their pitching coach, alongside Mike Matheny. He was a major league pitcher. He had some good days with the Braves. And of course, Mike Matheny, 1 game for the World Series his first year, got his team there the second year. Gio, no chance on that heater up and in. And we are seeing some serious pitching on both sides tonight. The Nats have faced this kid for almost 12 innings, and they have 2 infield hits to show for it. 1 o'clock tomorrow, Under the Sun. WUSA 9 will be with us. Jordan Zimmerman, Lance Lynn, he's 3-0. Steven Strasburg, Shelby Miller on Sunday. And there's a drive to left field from Rendon. See you later. First pitch. And Rice hits one against TCU to put the Nats, or A&M that is, and puts the Nats on top. Finally a hit that left the infield and everything else.
Well, I mean, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball, so I mean, there's no shame in not hitting this guy. A lot of people have had trouble, but Anthony Rendon got a first pitch cookie right down the middle and put his ball club up 1-0, and the Nats are ahead, folks, and it's got to feel good in that first base dugout.
Anthony Rendon's in the top 6 in the league in RBIs with that long ball. Second homer Waka's given up this year, and here's Harper. And Bryce gets a breaking ball. And that one hit him hard. A lot of hitters expect first pitch fastball after a homer. Didn't happen.
Oh my God, the curveball from Waka, fouled it off the right instep.
And the umpire, Yadier Molina, giving Bryce a little time to gather himself. Harper rips one into right field. 2-out thunder by the Nats will get Worth to the plate.
Yeah, instant offense from Anthony Rendon. First pitch hacking. Don't want to get to that changeup. And he got a curveball right out in front. Looked like a hanger, caught it out front. I knew exactly what to do with it. I think he was sitting fastball carpet, just caught that curveball out front. But when you have as good of mechanics as Anthony Rendon does, and you keep your hands back, you can still do that. 93 on the hit speed and 93 on that jet heater in the back of the dugout.
Waka had Worth reaching first time, and he bounced out to third.
I mean, there was no reason for Rendon to sit on a first pitch curveball from Waka. It's not like he's throwing it a lot tonight. And when a guy throws 95, you're looking for that heat. So he just caught that curveball, 12-6 bender right out in front. And on a cold night here in D.C., rode it right out of the yard to put his team up by 1.
Fastball, Worth jammed enough. It is slide to the right field side. Second baseman Mark Ellis. He's made that play hundreds of times in his 13-year career. Nats are third in the league in homers. Rendon's third is Washington's 20th of the year. And with the long ball, as usual, the Nats on the board.
see. Now, the Cardinals have won their last 7 games against the Nats, but that doesn't stop Cardinals manager Mike Matheny from raving about the home team here in this park. He said yesterday, I asked him about the Nats specifically, he said that they're a really exciting team to compete against. They're athletic, they're fast, they're tough, and he raved specifically about the Nats' middle infielders. He said the ground that they can cover defensively is really impressive, and he raved about their offensive potential as well. You can lump Anthony Rendon into that middle infield group, guys, even though he's playing third base now after that rocket of a homer last inning.
Yeah, what a great start he's off to. There's the changeup by Gio. He fell behind, got a strike, and he's one-on-one on Matt Holliday, 4th inning underway. By the way, the Nats finally scoring first. They've only done that in 7 of their first 17 games this year. And that's inside 2-1.
He can hit.
And Holliday out to Ian Desmond. Couple of hops on target for the first out, 4th inning.
Oh, you know what time it is right now. It's time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag #MASSNNationals for a chance to have it shown tonight on TV. Brought to you by AT&T.
There's Alan Craig. Singled sharply to left field first time up, and against Gio, he's now 2 for 5 career. Craig has a 7-game hitting streak, 1 hit per game. Trying to get the batting average off the interstate. He's at 172. Good curveball to start it. Thing about Gio, if he ever has a bad start, it seems like he comes back strong. In his career, after allowing 4 runs or more in the last couple of years, he's gone 11-2 in his next starts. That pitch up and in.
Well, you know, his ball club needs a big one from him. And he's got his run.
Threw in the changeup, and he goes 3-1 on a big, strong power hitter. Molina on deck. That influences how you pitch to Alan Craig, as he's one of the hottest hitters in the league. And Gio gets him a fly ball to right, but it's going back with Worth, and it is off the wall. Jason's got the momentum coming in. Craig is not a fast runner, so he stops at second. Missed a home run by maybe 2 feet at the most. Ballpark playing big tonight.
Yeah, I thought he got him right there, but it went from a home run to a possible triple, and Jason Worth held him to a double. Craig doesn't run very well, but you know, when a ball ricochets off the fence this far, that should be a triple. And Worth had to recover that ball by himself. Usually an outfielder will be there for that, but you watch Craig right here going to second base. And with 1 out, I think the Nats caught a couple of breaks right there. The ball stayed in the park, and Craig with a double and not a triple.
Yeah, here's Molina, who pinned Bryce Harper up against the bullpen fence last time. He'll stroke it to right. Worth on a hop. They will hold the runner, and it'll be 1st and 3rd. So things happening quickly now with the middle of the St. Louis lineup.
Boy, you're looking for a shutdown inning right here from Gio Gonzalez after you get that first run. You're playing with your first lead in a long time. And the Cardinals coming out swinging, runners at the corners with 1 out. And Gio Gonzalez going to have to go to his strikeout stuff with Mark Ellis.
I saw Yadier Molina hit .216 his first full year in the big leagues. I'm amazed at what a good hitter he's become. I mean, he just looked like he knew what was coming and where it was going to be, and took it right into right field. Here's Ellis. You play with this guy, good contact man?
Yes. You can handle the bat. You can hit and run with him. You can squeeze with him. I don't think you have a good enough runner on 3rd to squeeze this early in the game, but Looking at Jose Akindo down there going through the signs. You can put a hit and run on with Mark Ellis. He's a guy that'll put the ball in play the right side on the ground for you almost every single time.
Off speed 2-0. So Gio's fallen behind hitters here in the 4th inning.
77% fastball. Number of changeups in there. Hasn't really established a changeup in the strike zone yet.
He was behind Craig. 3-1. Molina ambushed him. First pitch. Now 2-0 on Mark Ellis, a .265 career hitter. Runner coming down the line at third for about 6 or 7 steps, and then Ellis swinging away.
Interesting, Mark Ellis without a hit this year, but he has 2 RBI.
One nothing Nats. Oquendo coming down the line with the runner. That's kind of interesting. They were both taking crow hops down the third baseline together, and then Gio stepped off and threw over where Molina is camped at first.
Yeah, if Craig had good wheels, I would realize what they were doing right there. A lot of guys will try to steal home on a throw to first. We've seen Bryce Harper do it in the past, but I just think Craig is trying to get a good jump on a ground ball.
That ball driven to right center. Here comes Worth. Can't get it. And the game is tied. Runner stopping first and second. I thought Jason might get to it and catch it. And I wonder if that one got into the lights at the very end.
Yeah, it would have been a great play if he got there, because that ball was off the end of the bat, and Ellis might have broke his bat on that. Good backup by Nate McLeod, keeping Yadier Molina at second base. You see off the end right there, Ellis's first hit as a Cardinal drops in and scores a run. I don't think he lost in the lights. I just don't think he got there. That was a long run for Worth to catch that ball, and good effort and good backup by McLeod.
Well, 3 consecutive hits, and here's Shane Robinson, tough guy to double up. Gio drops in the curveball that quickly. St. Louis ties the game. They've done it with a double and 2 singles. How about Ellis now? As you mentioned, no hits, 2 RBIs. Now 1 hit, 3 RBIs with his new ball club. Got the call on the fastball, tailing its way to the outside corner. Just check it on the Mercedes pitch track.
Yeah, 94. Turn this one over nice. Late sink at the end. Good frame by Lobaton. See, just nipping the front corner of the plate.
I think one of the seams got the corner there.
Yeah.
Great pitch. Curveball struck him out. 2 down, and Gio's 4th of the night.
Yeah, a couple of good curveballs in that sequence to Shane Robinson. First for strike 1 and this one for strike 3. Look at the rotation on that pitch. And guys will talk about spinning it. That is the definition of spinning it right there. That takes a lot of arm strength, folks. Pull that thing down like you're pulling the shades down. Create that rotation and that break. Good curve.
There's Peter Borges. Fouled out to LaRoche first time up. Pitcher on deck. First base not open, but a base open. There's a fastball that just rifles in at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you want to know why Gio Gonzalez is looking Yadier Molina back? Do you think he's worried about a steal with 2 outs? Absolutely not. He is looking at another catcher on second base and making sure that he is not relaying signs and location to the hitter. There's no need to look at Yadier Molina, but Gio Gonzalez is looking at him. You see, that is all about location and what's going on with Yadier Molina relaying stuff to a hitter. And you always have to watch catchers the closest because they know sequences, right?
Didn't see him do anything except blow on his hands, and that was way before the signal came from the catcher.
Well, blow on your hands means curveball in the dirt.
And good luck trying to hit it.
It's a game within the game. And my philosophy on that is it's not cheating. If you're dumb enough to let me get your signs, I'm going to relay them, and that's your fault.
1 ball, 2 strikes, another step off as Yadi and Gio stare at each other.
Some teams will do it with their feet. Some teams will do it with their head.
Nats not really trying to keep Yadier Molina that close. He would probably score on a base hit other than a one-hopper to Jason Worth. Not that fast a runner, but the Nats aren't really playing any kind of cat-and-mouse game with him to keep him close. Espinosa in the neighborhood now. That should end the inning. And a couple of great fastballs by Gio Gonzalez to Peter Borges, snuffing out the St. Louis rally. 1-1 ball game. LaRoche, Desmond, Espinosa coming up.
Two for two with the double. Gio Gonzalez looking very sharp, as is Michael Wacha, but the lone run for the Nats, Anthony Rendon, on a first pitch curveball leading off the third inning, got all of it. And it was just sitting there for him. And boy, watching that replay, almost like he sat on it. And hit it like he knew it was coming. And it was right in the middle of the home run cell.
Anthony Rendon, 7 homers his rookie year, 3 already here with 13 RBIs to lead the ball club. LaRoche, Desmond, Espinosa. Bottom 3. Adam popped up to short on the shift first time up. That ball hit his foot, so foul ball.
Cold night, that doesn't feel good. Warm night, that doesn't feel good. But that's the cutter from Wacha. Looks just like the fastball. You go to swing, and it's got that late little movement toward a left-hander. You see the rotation right there, just cutting on the inner half, and LaRoche pulling his hands in and hit it right off his shoe. That's a tough guy, taking a long time, folks. Or to get him right on the toe. Oh, on the ankle.
Might be a shin guard there for his next debut, or maybe tomorrow.
Nice of Yadier Molina to give him some time right there. Go out and talk to his pitcher.
And of course, pitchers never throw the ball down and in after one of those, do they?
Now they throw changeups away.
Well, at least that time he did.
Probably go back in there right here.
1-1 to LaRoche. Started the night at .296 with the 8th best on base percentage in the league. He's going to have to leg this one out. That's Matt Carpenter, and trying to make a quick exchange. Never gets a throw off. We'll see how they score it.
You see how LaRoche is. He didn't get down the line well at all, and he's still hurting. Maybe it'd feel better if they score that a knock, though.
Well, it was a backhand play.
You know, we talked about it earlier. Same deal. Watch him sit on this ball. Feet stop. Glove gets hard. Loses sight of it. And LaRoche reaches. So leadoff man aboard here in the 4th for the Nats. They'll take it.
And they've given an error to Carpenter on that, his 2nd of the year. Ian Desmond struck out looking. He had swung through a fastball up, and then Waka went right back up there again. Ian took it. And Vic Carapazza, who's had a high zone tonight, punched him out.
But my point about the shift is you got Matt Carpenter, who played second base all last year for the Cardinals. Now he's playing third base, but you go shift and he's playing shortstop, and he boots it. So, I mean, if you're taking ground balls at shortstop because you're going to be in a shift position over there, that's fine. But, you know, very rarely do I come out here and watch third baseman taking ground balls at short. And that's what inevitably happens in a shift. So it's one thing having the guy in the right spot. It's another thing if you don't practice in that spot and then make an error.
And by the way, Carpenter's a lot like Rendon. Third base is his natural position. And he told me today during batting practice, he really respects Anthony Rendon. They played against each other in college. Talked about what a good hitter Anthony is. We've seen that tonight. So a couple of unique guys who both have some power. A lot of extra base hits between them, and they lead off and play third base. Normally considered a power middle of the order position. Desmond reaches out, hits it hard. Peralta, Ellis, and Alan Craig. And Johnny Peralta showing a little flash, getting that double play started. 6-4-3.
Nats Fleck packed her back for 2014. Pick 4 games to get a 5th game free. Choose from 5 different packs, including the bobblehead and concert flex pack. Some restrictions apply. Visit nationals.com/flex for details.
2 outs, bases empty. Danny Espinosa, a drag bunt for a base hit, first time.
Oh, chin music right there for Espinosa. 93 up and in. Looked like he was looking for something out over the plate. Just turns his head. Close enough.
One. Right up there again. Man, if he gets that called for a strike, which he has, nothing much you can do. Espinosa, late swing, inning over after the leadoff error. So through 4, Waka and Gio matching up really well. Credit Union Troop recognition. Our wounded warriors, welcome home to those who are back where they should be. And at Navy Federal Credit Union, once a member, always a member. Navy Federal Credit Union. That's the Nats extra cam out there. Out left field. Great view into the ballpark from the north.
That's a GoPro helmet cam on Johnny Holiday.
Nice. Waka, Carpenter, Peralta, top 5. Gio 67 pitches, 42 strikes, and that's in there. He fell behind Waka 3-1 first time, came back to strike him out. Led to a 1-2-3 third, his second consecutive in order inning.
Now, everything with Gio is based on his fastball command. Tonight's been good. I mean, especially I've said this a million times about Gio, but if you can plant that fastball in the inner half consistently and make the hitters aware of that, everything is off of that.
That's a check swing. Waka took forever to start running, and wisely Rendon let it go foul, because there's no way he throws out any player on a high bouncer like that.
As a third baseman, you can see rotation of the ball, and if it's got that side spin on it, you know where the next hop is going. So good play by Rendon, knowing that ball was going to check foul.
He goes fastball away on 0-2. Gio struck out 5. Walked 1. Waka, 5 strikeouts. Hasn't walked a batter yet. That's a perfect changeup to the outside corner. 3 strikeouts in a row after they had 2 men aboard. $37 more to the Children's Inn at NIH, thanks to that Gio Gonzalez strikeout. And that's thanks to the community involvement and the generosity of our D.C. area Toyota dealers. Top of the order, Matt Carpenter has flied to left and struck out swinging. And the first pitch curve outside. There's a big roundhouse curveball. Counts even.
A good feel for that to get strike 1. Started this right at Matt Carpenter. Watch the break on this. Out front, on top. Wiffle ball curve.
Hard to hit that one into the neighbor's pool. And he comes back with a fastball. Bryce Harper over to have a look, but unreachable.
This is a baseball game tonight. 1-1 pitchers duel. Both guys pounding the strike zone.
I like it.
Good defense by both clubs. And we talked about last night. You had a feeling it would change tonight.
Goes with the heater again, trying to overpower Matt Carpenter.
Win a meet and greet with that guy right there, Gio Gonzalez, presented by American Standard. Just text Massen's word of the day, Southpaw. That's right, Southpaw to 29292 for a chance to win. That's Southpaw 29292.
Steady diet of fastballs there to the gap. It's coming back to Bryce Harper, and he grabs it. 2 down. You know why they call them southpaws, don't you?
Because the paws are facing south.
Exactly. There you go. The way baseball diamonds are laid out. That arm's always on the left, the southernmost side of the pitcher's body. You got it, man.
Well, I've seen the skating scene in Rocky about 47 times where he describes that to Adrian.
Got to work on your Philly accent a little bit.
It's horrible.
You got to go running in the streets of South Philly
Yeah,
when we get there.
I hit the stairs every time with it. I love that place. Jump around the top.
I hit the stairs too, right up to the deli. The pizza by the slice place. That's on a plate to the right side off the bat of Johnny Peralta, who's walked and fouled out. Nats will go to Philadelphia on their next road trip after Houston. I mean, who wouldn't put Houston and Philly together in the same trip? 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that fastball in the inner half. I mean, the glove side for Gio Gonzalez has been so consistent tonight. You see the fastball at 73%. Glove side heater down and into righties has been fantastic.
Made an offer. He's out. Inning over. Gio Gonzalez has retired 5 in a row since those 3 consecutive St. Louis hits last inning. 1-1 ball game halfway through. Fieldway in the Geico President's Race. Aid the early lead. George by a nose, putting Tom into the wall. Teddy had the thing sewed up last night. Gave it up. Not tonight. Teddy goes 747 through the tape. Nicely done.
He's been training hard. He had a good off season. He's in the best shape of his life.
And that guy's got his treats. Couldn't care less. We're going bottom 5. McLouth, Lobatone, Gio against Michael Wacha. Who worry about moving the runner and small ball and pitch counts and all the other nuances someday. Nate McLouth bounced out to Mark Ellis at second, first time up.
We're in a tie game in the bottom of the 5th. You get Nate McLouth on, steal a base. Sure, Matt Williams thinking the same thing.
McLouth guides it up the middle, but that's where they've got him scouted, and Johnny Peralta throws him out. For the Achiever and UPNC Bank with our minor league report. Been keeping an eye on Destin Hood for a couple of years. He's at AA Harrisburg right now. Look at that start. 15 for 39, a couple of RBIs, scoring. Mobile, Alabama. Don't forget that name, Destin Hood.
He's ready. Call him up.
Syracuse may not be that far away for him.
Where Walker just straight over the top. He has such tremendous tilt on his pitches. So everything he throws is downhill. I mean, a tall guy, right? But he's on top, and just creating that downward angle. It's so tough to pick up as a hitter. I mean, just right over the top like that. And so instead of getting a flat fastball that's eye level, you're getting one that's coming in at an angle. Not only at an angle, a downward angle like it is, but it's mid-90s on top of it. Tough to square up.
It's kind of interesting in the 2 games the Nats have tried to hit against him. You try to think of the big location mistakes he's made. Very few. I mean, the curveball to Rendon right in the middle of the plate, but it was a first pitch curveball with drop on it, and Anthony able to react and do a wonderful job of hitting the ball out of the park.
And see how tall he is and upright, and then it's right over the top, and it's just coming downhill screaming at you at mid-90s.
And that is strikeout number 6. He is 6'6", 210 pounds.
Now this might have been the changeup on the Nissan pitch track right here. Oh, looked like a curveball at 76. My bad. And Lobaton can't hold up. Nice stop by Molina. Tagged him out for strike 3.
Here's Gio. First pitch fastball this time.
Not getting cheated. I mean, if he
holds his pose, nicely done.
You even take your eyes off the screen, look down at your scorecard. There's a pitch on its way. I mean, he is working fast and furious.
2-2.
And if you're playing defense behind a guy like that, you absolutely love it. No time to look in the stands, though.
Gio out to short. Crowd reacted when he made contact there. And the Nats are gone in the 5th. Will Gio take a breather? Tough part of the lineup coming up. Holiday, Craig, and Molina in a tie game. Dealing, Waka dealing. 1-1 game, 6th inning coming up, 3-4-5 for St. Louis. Injuries, we've been talking about them a lot early in the season. Maybe, Dan Coco, things about to brighten up just a bit.
Some good news, Bob, on the injury front. Denard Span is taking part in his 2nd rehab game tonight. Came through yesterday's start down at Hagerstown feeling good, no complications as he works back from his concussion. And if he comes through tonight feeling good, he'll be back in the Nationals lineup probably tomorrow, the first day that he's eligible to come back. Wilson Ramos, you see him there. He took 5 swings today as he comes back from a broken hamate bone in his left hand. Said that he felt good. There's a little bit of weakness in that hand still. He needs to build up strength. But he was smiling. He said, I got a bat in my hands today, guys. I'm happy.
He's been looking forward to that. 1 pitch, fly ball, right field. Worth has it off the bat of Matt Holliday. Denard Span 1 for 2 with 2 walks last night for Hagerstown. And tonight 1 for 2 with a base on balls.
He's ready to call him up. And, you know, you get into the grind of the season and you're starting to get in the flow of it. And you're concentrating on that game on that day. But just a shot of Wilson Ramos to Buffalo there on the bench. I mean, you just realize how much you miss that guy on the field, in the order. Just watching him play every day. It's going to be great to get him back. I think that's probably the understatement of the year.
Here's Alan Craig, 2 for 2. Lined out to left field for a base hit first time. Then he hit a fly ball off the very top of the right field wall. Scored on a Mark Ellis base hit. And a tapper third base side. Rendon to cut it off. In between hop. Got himself squared beautifully for that on the run throw.
Well, he got it in between hop. Nifty little play from Anthony Rendon right here. We talked about keeping your feet moving. So making the play on the run. Watch the in between hop right there. You got to give with it. Then the underhand throw. Very strong, accurate arm. But that is a tough hop on the run with your head moving. But look how soft he stays. Relaxed. He's a lot like the guy in the other corner. There's no panic in Anthony Rendon. Look at this, how relaxed he's looking the ball right in. Look at the head to the glove. That's just beautiful.
Curveball around the plate, stayed outside to Yadier Molina. So Rendon gets the second out. Ngio's behind Molina, who's had 2 good ABs tonight.
You know, a lot of times guys don't really look the ball in the glove. They're kind of just looking out where the last hop was. Watch Rendon look that ball right into the glove. So for you kids, when your coaches say keep your head down, that's textbook right there. Watch that ball right in the glove. And then the sidearm sling to LaRoche. That was nice.
2-1 to Molina. 2 curveballs missing, a fastball in there. 10-game hitting streak now for the St. Louis catcher.
You know who made that play in his sleep? Matt Williams. He used to make that run and play to his left every single night and make it look easy.
And Molina chops one left side. This one's for Desmond. Momentary bobble. And another 8-pitch inning for Gio Gonzalez against the very heart of the St. Louis batting order.
April 21st is Dollar Monday. at Nats Park. Get $1 hot dogs, $1 peanuts, $1 popcorn, $1 Bob Carpenter scorebooks at select concession stands. Well, they used to be free. I'm getting $1 for you. Some restrictions apply. See Bryce Harper, Mike Trout face off for the first time in a regular season game. Tickets start at $10. Call 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/tickets.
89 pitches, 57 strikes for Gio through 6. Rendon, Harper, and Worth. Top of the order, bottom of this inning.
People talk about Bryce Harper versus Mike Trout. What about Anthony Rendon versus Mike Trout?
How about Adam LaRoche against Albert Pujols?
How about Nationals versus Angels? There's 25 guys on each team.
Yeah. Rendon, the third inning home run. That was a 2-out shot. Harper followed with a line drive to right. The other hit Danny Espinosa's bunt back in the second. Rendon puts a charge into that one. Out to deep center, but it's too high. And the cool air will take care of the rest with Peter Borges. 1 out.
Boy, he's seeing Michael Wacha big, isn't he? Wow, he just missed that. Straight up the elevator chute, if that had any kind of trajectory to it. We're talking millimeters on the barrel here, folks, between a deep fly ball and Anthony Rendon's second home run of the night. Extension, but he hit it just too high. No real carry in the ballpark tonight, as we've noted, with the cool weather. But that ball was hit.
Yeah, you're going to have to pull one to get it out of here. Here's Harper. Bryce pulled one last time. And that's on the ground to the right side for Mark Ellis. 2 outs. Worth. Well, now that these two pitchers have let the other lineups know they're going to be around for a while tonight, guys are swinging earlier in the count, second and third times around. Outs are coming quicker. Kind of a classic feel to this one right now. Worth has bounced out to third, fouled out to the second baseman. First pitch breaking ball on the corner. Man, you give this kid 33 starts. Be interesting to see his numbers at the end of the year. 4-1 last year, 2.78 the ERA, 9 starts, 6 relief appearances. He pitched only 65 innings at the major league level.
One of my favorite moments of the World Series last year is when Michael Wacha got hit around a little bit in that last game against the Red Sox, and Yadier Molina went out to the mound and basically looked him in the eye, and you don't know what he said verbatim, but it was something to the effect that we wouldn't have been here without you. And keep your head up as you walk off this mound.
Worth. And that's into medium right center. Borges the catch. And now the Nats go quickly on 9 pitches after Gio had 8 in the top of the 6th. and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Just the way Screech told us to say it. We're going to the top of the 7th inning, and the Honda do-ups for St. Louis and what they've done against left-handed pitching career. Mark Ellis solid in just about every phase of the game. 1 for 2 with an RBI single tonight, and Gio's ahead. 7th inning underway against this 36-year-old infielder from Rapid City, South Dakota, Mark Ellis.
14th changeup of the night right there from Gio Gonzalez.
Nice. Ellis found his way from South Dakota to Florida, one of the great Gators ever. In 4 years in Gainesville, he had 351, 326, 338, 344. Drafted by Kansas City, traded to Oakland. He was there for 9 years. No balls, 2 strikes. Wicked curveball, great block of Lobaton. Umpires like that, even with nobody on base. Especially with nobody on base. 6, 7, 8 for St. Louis here in the 7th. Goes with the hook again, and the count's even.
Oh, he's throwing the curveball and the changeup about the same tonight. Even distribution between the 2 off-speed pitches. Keeping the Cardinals off balance for the most part.
Fastball up, and he gets an easy fly ball from it. Nate McLouth.
Hey fans, follow every Nationals game with MLB.com app on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.TV game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store. Visit Nationals.com today. I mean, just go to Nationals.com. I think everything in the world is there.
Here's Shane Robinson. Target in. Well, he did hit the spot, but he got a ground ball right to the second baseman, and Danny Espinosa throws him out.
Now, Gio Gonzalez tonight has a great fastball command. We talk about the off-speed a lot for Gio, but when you talk to hitters that face him, they say he's effectively wild. And what does that mean? It means one pitch is over your head, the next pitch starts the spot. One curveball's first strike, one's in the dirt. One changeup's right down the middle, one's way outside. And when you face a guy like that, it's an uncomfortable at bat. You just can't lock in and go up there and hack. As a hitter, you like guys that are around the zone. You know where the pitch is going to be, but if you're facing a guy like Gio Gonzalez, you're just never really comfortable and you're never really sure.
Peter Bourjos trying to bunt his way aboard in front of the pitcher here in the 7th inning. Fouled it, and the 0-1.
It's actually a good play, trying to turn over the lineup.
.251 career hitter in 4 years with the Angels. No way to reach that high gas.
So that's what I mean, Carter. As a hitter, 1-1, you're sitting dead red. You know, this guy throws mid-90s. I got to get it going. Look where this pitch is. That's effectively wild.
Great look on the Mercedes-Benz pitch track. And the count's 1-2 to Bourjos.
Yeah, throw one in the dirt. And now you paint one in the outer half. Tom Kohler was like that the other night in Miami.
Looked like a straight change. Here comes Lobaton. Nicely done. LaRoche with the pick. And the boys are playing some defense behind a good pitching performance by Gio tonight. Time for the Hyundai 7th inning stretch. 3-4-5 for the Nats. After Adam LaRoche, that comes Desmond and Espinosa. Adam on base once tonight. His season off to a good start. And he will try to put the Nats ahead in a moment. During the 7th inning stretch here. Cardinals 1, Nats 1. Great ball game. Gio, 101 pitches to this point, 65 in the strike zone. Walk a pitch count lower, just as untouchable. This is the kind of matchup we were hoping we would see tonight.
Yeah, very clean ball game, very well pitched ball game, and this is winning time. First team to flinch loses this one, so big ending coming up for the Nats, and Adam LaRoche leading this thing off. But you got to give Gio Gonzalez credit. He knew he was going up against a Michael Walker tonight, and he has matched him pitch for pitch. It's been fun to watch, and if you love pitching, this game's at it.
Yeah, if you like well-played baseball, classic kind of September-October baseball, it's got that feel to it tonight.
Well, I personally like last night's game better. That brand of baseball.
Bite your tongue. There's that high fastball that Walker's been getting called for strikes tonight. He's been sitting up there, and why not? Only 75 pitches in his first 6 innings. And LaRoche will take that one in there.
That's the cutter at 90 miles an hour, top of the zone, same spot.
That is perfectly placed. A little spin to the left, and LaRoche will round first base with the Nationals' first hit since the Harper single back in the 3rd.
But you know what? It's a bloop single. It's a beautiful thing. Get a leadoff man on if you're the Nationals right here in the 7th inning. But if you watch Adam LaRoche take batting practice, this is what he does every day. He hits everything to left field with his hands inside the ball. So you get your hands in the right spot. You pull them in on a nasty cutter. You're rewarded with a base hit. That's all due to the way he approaches batting practice on a daily basis.
Big spot for Ian Desmond. That base hit does a couple of things. Forces Craig to hold the runner. Forces Ellis a bit up the middle as they go into double play configuration. So it gives Ian Desmond, against a fireballer, a little more hitting room right side. He could be bunting, but he's not on the first one at least, and he had that right field thing on his mind. So great to get that leadoff guy aboard, because it really makes the other team adjust everything it's doing defensively. That's a perfect at bat. Right field for the hit, 2 on, nobody out. And that's as hard as we've seen Ian Desmond hit one to the opposite field lately.
Well, that's good hitting. He's trying to hit behind LaRoche. He just hit it too hard to advance Adam to third base. And now it's decision time for Matt Williams. Do you bunt Jose Lobaton or Danny Espinosa to get to Nate McLeod, excuse me.
Yeah, 3 consecutive left-handed batters coming up. 2 of them switch hitters. Nats don't have the kind of thump at the bottom of the order they would if Wilson Ramos was healthy.
Let's slow down. I got a little excited. 2 base hits in a row.
And the Cardinals are going to confer about this situation.
Let's see that much off of Michael Walker. Everybody at the mound.
It's like Molina's doing most of the talking.
They're just setting a bunt defense. Talking about, hey, if he bunts right here, this is what we're going to do.
Vic Carapazza says, come on, you want those high fastballs to keep being strikes. Let's get going.
If he said that, I'll eat your bomber jacket.
If I was an umpire, I'd say that just to get everybody laughing and get them out of there. But this is a situation, FP, where good ball clubs do the fundamental things to take the lead when you got 2 on, nobody out.
This is winning time. Espinosa just stepped up. He's bunting.
That is a great bunt down the third base side. Ball dropped by Carpenter. Everybody is safe. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
That was a good feed by Walker, I believe, and they had Adam LaRoche. So not a bad decision by the Cardinals and Michael Walker. But I think Adams just dropped it. Nice play right there, or nice bunt by Espinosa. Nice play by Walker. That ball did have a little heat on it in Carpenter's defense. But watch the read. He gets back, finds a base, and here comes a 95-mile-an-hour sinker. And Carpenter blowing a bubble right in the middle of this play. Good hold by LaRoche, and watch what Adam does. He directs Ian Desmond at second base and tells him to go back. And Matt Carpenter in the middle of a big play in the 7th inning, blowing a bubble.
Derek Lilliquist, their pitching coach, has come out.
Game on.
Nate McLeod, good speed.
Sack and an error.
That's yeah, should be a sacrifice. E5 on the drop. I'm assuming E5. It would be kind of hard for them to give it on the throw. Can you give a guy an error for throwing too hard? First pitch, Nate. Strike.
I would say, got to seal the deal right here with nobody out. You don't get it done here. Next guy presses.
Yeah. Nate McLeod looking for his first Nat RBI, or plural RBIs, and it's fouled straight back 0-2. Facing a pitcher who's definitely possessing swing and miss stuff. Got to get the bat on the ball here.
Tyler Clippard getting loose. I'd imagine that secret weapon Zach Walters is lurking somewhere down that dugout.
Gio's thrown 101 pitches. And McLeod sees it low, and Molina blocks it.
Good take, good idea, the changeup.
Yeah, he waited till after the pitch for his bubble. LaRoche at third, he singled. So did Desmond, who's at second. Espinosa laid down an effective bunt. McLeod can't get to it. 1 out. And again, you have to score here. It's up to Lobaton, who has struck out twice.
Yeah, 94. Walker with some reach back for strike 3, and it moves to Lobaton right here. And I mean, even though LaRoche not the fastest runner at third base, there's no real cannons in the Cardinals outfield. So any medium deep fly ball right here will score LaRoche, you'd think.
Lobaton has to get contact.
And don't forget, LaRoche fouled that ball off his ankle earlier in the game too, so that can't be feeling good right about now.
Little tapper coming home for the force. Waka plays it very well for a 1-2 at the plate.
That's a swing and bunt right here from Lobaton. Looking for something to drive. Got a changeup from Walker. Anytime you go to a pull swing with runners in scoring position on anything off speed, that's going to happen. And look at the play by Michael Walker. He flipped the ball. He flipped some grass right on the money to Yadier Molina. Nice play. And there is secret weapon steps into the box, just as we suspected.
Yeah, his name is Zach Walters. He's already hit a couple of pinch hit home runs this week in Miami.
One was on a double switch, so this was actually his second at-bat in Miami. He broke his bat on a line drive to shortstop the previous at-bat. So that's his first big league home run, opposite way. Then this is a pinch hit in a tie ball game. Jason Worth went opposite field to tie it at 3. Zach Walters walks up and hits one halfway up the foul pole to put his ball club ahead. Got another chance right here from the left side.
Pinch hitting for Gio Gonzalez, who gave up a run on 4 hits through 7. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Up to Walters to get the Nats ahead here. Ball gets away. Molina keeps it somewhat close. Nats score. Ball into the dugout. That'll be another run. 2-0 on this inning and 3-1 on the game for Washington. And the runner at first, Lobaton, will end up at third base. Aggressive base running, Ian Desmond says. Right now's the time to go ahead.
But he's looking for it. I mean, he's anticipating. Watch Desmond at third base. No hesitation whatsoever. Yadier Molina, one of the best defensive catchers in baseball, if not the best, blocked that, didn't get far away. And then went full panic right here, throwing the ball to Michael Wacha and flipped it into his own dugout, and that allowed Danny Espinosa to score too.
1-1 to Walters now, and that's upstairs.
Great hustle play by Ian Desmond. Good aggressive base running, looking for the ball in the dirt, anticipating it. Nice job.
Desmond scores in the wild pitch. Espinosa on the error. St. Louis has made 3 errors tonight. 2-1 to Walters. Ball 3.
I mean, you have confidence in your catcher to throw this pitch, but, you know, for one of the few times I've ever seen, Yadier Molina didn't keep the ball close to him. And Desmond with the big read, the fist pump, and he would have beat it anyways, even on a good throw. But they get the bonus run as the ball goes in the dugout.
Here's a 3-1 to Walters. He will pop it up to the left side over by the dugout, and unplayable. Eerily similar to that play in Atlanta last week when Jordan Walden was able to grab a throw from his catcher and tag a guy out. Now you see what happens if the first guy gets in. Throw might get away and you score a bonus run.
I think you made that point on the broadcast too. But
well, just thankfully this time it worked out in the Nats' favor.
Just how they drew it up, right? Bases loaded, nobody out. Waiting for that 2-out wild pitch.
3-1 ball game. Another big run sitting at third base. Walters pulls it. And behind the bag, Alan Craig. The Nats will get a couple. One of them will be unearned. They both count. And Ian Desmond, a little maligned lately for some defense, celebrating the go-ahead run, tells Espinosa, come on home.
National Medical Center for every home run a Nats player hits this season. So Anthony Rendon, $250. Thanks for coming. It's a wonderful cause. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
So both teams into their bullpen because St. Louis will have to hit for Michael Wacha here. And Tyler Clippard, better his last couple of times out. All he needed to see was that big ballpark down in Miami. He's always pitched well down there. League hitting $143 against him. Lefties at 250. He'll see a left-hander, John Jay, to lead off the 8th inning.
A fastball command last outing, or last couple outings for Clippard's been good. And a lot like Gio Gonzalez. You think of Tyler Clippard, you think of the changeup, and the split has been good. But it's all about getting strike one with that fastball and locating the 93-94.
John Jay career against Tyler Clippard, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Batting in the 9th spot. Fastball, yes. John Jay as a pinch hitter, 0 for 3. Started the ball game last night, was on base with a hit by a pitch. So Wacha goes 7, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, no walks, 7 strikeouts. A wild pitch, giving up 2 runs. There's the Clippard changeup, just slipping away from the left-handed batter.
Yeah, he'll throw one this straight, and then he'll get inside of one and throw that 2-seam changeup, I guess, with a little sink to it. And that one had a lot of late movement away. So he's going with the fork or the split right here.
Serious action on that. Hey, by the way, the outing by Gio tonight, 7 innings, matches the longest by a Nat starter this year. Jordan Zimmerman went 7 Monday in Miami.
But we talked about it early, Carp, right?
Yeah.
Needed to just somebody go out there and close the door and be a closer, and that was Gio tonight. Fantastic.
On the changeup, Jay fouls it left field, out of play.
When we talk about offense and defense and errors and base running, it all starts with the guy on the mound. And so far the Nats starters have gotten off to a slow start. Gio tonight locking it in.
Tyler Clippard pitched a scoreless 8th in Miami. 3 in a row on Wednesday night against Stanton, Jones, and McGee. And he goes after John Jay, who's hanging tough here on some nasty moving pitches by the Nats setup man.
Look at the split grip right here. Look how wide he has his fingers spread. And how slow his delivery is.
Really? 1-2. Target away. Yeah, that was a fastball target, but he missed way upstairs. John Jay cracks one to the scoreboard. Worth can't get it. This guy could go for 3, but Worth gets it back in. And St. Louis in business. Tyler Clippard had him 1-2 and couldn't put him away. That's a great at bat.
How big is that ball going into the Cardinals dugout now? Would have just been a 2-1 game with the Cardinals having a leadoff double here in the 8th. Instead, it's a 3-1 game. So that extra run very huge as you see John Jay hitting the changeup from Tyler Clippard hard into the gap. Good at bat by Jay. Fouled off some tough pitches to get to that one for the leadoff double.
This game's going to go through the heart of the St. Louis order again. Matt Carpenter. 0 for 3. Unusual in itself. And Clippard's changeup misses. Matt Carpenter 0 for 1 career against him. By the way, they didn't give Espinosa sacrifice on that bunt, fielder's choice. So both of those runs unearned in the bottom of the 7th. And a fastball up. The pitch has been a strike all night, but not for this pitcher. Ball 3. Bullpen in hot water immediately here in the 8th inning.
Well, with the heart of the order coming, the save is in the 8th inning tonight, you'd think.
Good fastball to the outside corner. Nissan will track it.
And 3-0 fastball by Clippard.
Two on, nobody out. Tyler has hurt himself with walks in the early part of this season. That's now 5 walks in less than 9 innings of work. One of the reasons is ERA's 4.15.
Well, you saw Matty Williams doing that with his hands, kind of shaking them both to the side, meaning he's not sure that Peralta's bunting right here. They did put on a bunt defense. And I think Steve McCaddy going to go out and talk to the infield right now. And I always like the inside move with the pitcher in this situation, to where you lift up your leg, kind of spin back towards second. Everybody watch the hitter, see if he's going to show bunt. You know, you can get the hitter to tip off what the Cardinals are going to do right here just by doing a little inside move to second base. And McCaddy probably telling Tyler Clippard he's flying open a little bit, stay closed, stay back. And just get an out right here. But you got to believe, I mean, Mike Matheny's thinking about the bunt right here, right?
Well, he has 3 guys coming up who are all RBI guys, and they're all contact hitters too.
Well, that's why. I mean, you just don't bunt first and second, nobody out to bunt. You bunt because of the guys that are coming up behind you.
Holiday and Molina, so unusual in that they drive in runs and hardly ever strike out. Peralta 0 for 2 with a walk against Tyler Clippard. 1 career plate appearance for the Tigers, and Tyler walked him last year. First pitch changeup, a beauty, resulting in an uncertain swing.
And Jose Akindo taking a long look at Mike Matheny. Matheny flashing the signs to Akindo, and now Akindo to Peralta. It looks like they're going to play this straight up.
Peralta has grounded into 2 double plays this year. Target in.
You know, every manager has a different style, and obviously Mike Matheny's been very successful for the Cardinals. But down by 2 with 3, 4, and 5 coming up, I am bunting every single time with runners on first and second, nobody out, and my 2-hole hitter up.
Oquendo has been coaching third base for this club for 15 years. And a 1-1 fastball. Peralta pretty late for it.
How late on the fastball? Do you stick with it, try to elevate, make him chase, or do you go to the changeup? I say try to elevate here and go above the letters. See if he'll go with you.
About 3 feet foul.
Just an emergency hack by Peralta. It almost turned out to be 3 bases.
Three-1 Nats, top of the 8th, 2 on, nobody out. And a big breaking ball, missing. Very close.
Well, you could tell had Peralta locked up. It was just a matter if it caught the front corner. I think it was outside, and the right call. Well, Peralta's seen everything. Seen fastball in, fastball away, fastball up. He's seen the curveball, he's seen the changeup. I don't think he's seen the split yet, so maybe not everything. But you look at the sequence, everything away. Maybe you just try to bury something in off the plate on the inner half. Hasn't really seen anything to that side yet.
And a 2-2 jams him up and in. Count goes full.
He tried it. Just missed his spot. It was there. You saw the sequence, everything else away. Matt Holliday lurking on deck. They tried to go fastball and lock him up on the inner half, and we got drama.
And Peralta manages to stay alive on the changeup.
It's a good trip by Lobatone right here. And talk to your pitcher, see what he wants to throw. Maybe even go no sign right here. Set up late. It's a big pitch, obviously. Biggest pitch of the ball game.
Juice Thornton's been up for a while. Gio took care of the 7th. So Matt, a variety of things he could do here, but he'd wants Clipper to get through this 8th.
What a battle.
I'll tell you, John Jay did it before doubling. Carpenter coaxed a walk, and now Peralta, a really good at bat here.
10th pitch coming.
And the 24th of the inning.
I still think if you can just go inner half with the heater and locate a fastball, you got him.
Change up, hit a mile, and way foul.
Johnny Peralta sticking his nose in there. What an at bat. Here's the buckshot.
And a 3-2 change up, another foul.
So after seeing all these changeups in a row, that fastball could look a lot faster than it really is. But you just can't lay it right down the middle. Peralta shows you that he's got the emergency swing going, meaning he's shortened up. He's battling. And what a fight this at-bat's turned out to be. 12th pitch coming.
And a 3-2. Clippard knocks it down. There's a play at first. Squares up and gets the job done after some anxious moments.
So after 12 pitches, it turns out to be the bunt we talked about, meaning that it advanced both runners. I think Danny Espinosa was standing right there, and that might have been a double play. Tyler Clippard has no idea, just being an athlete right there. This will show you. Would Espinosa have had that? Wow.
Yeah, I think so. It was angling that way, but, you know, as a pitcher, you're reacting.
And Matt Williams out to the mound. I think he's going to go get the strikeout guy, and Drew Storn. He wants the killer slider versus the changeup from Clippard versus Matt Holliday, and here we go.
Tyler Clippard, a third of an inning with a walk, a base hit, and to his credit, a good defensive play to get that first out. Now it's up to Drew Storn. He and the Cardinals have a bit of history.
Brought to you by Miller Lite. Let's go back to last half. Michael Wacha pitching a gem, but he had the bases loaded, 2 outs, threw a changeup in the dirt. Ian Desmond on it. And Yadier Molina threw the ball wide of Michael Wacha. Ball goes in the dugout. You see the reaction from Wacha. He's frustrated. And the Nats get 2 runs on a wild pitch with 2 outs and the bases loaded. And that's where we stand. Drew Storn on the mound with runners on second and third, 1 out.
And Drew Storn now to face Holliday and Craig. Runners at second and third. Matt Holliday's a power hitter who will make you throw strikes. He and Drew Storn have matched up 5 times. Drew has retired him 4 of those with a couple of strikeouts.
Regardless of what happens right here, I like the move by Matt Williams. Everybody was on Clippard tonight, almost like they were very familiar with his repertoire. And he wants the 2-seamer in on Holliday from Storn. He got it.
That's the best jammage of the night right there. 2 outs on 1 pitch. Holliday retired.
You know, Clippard's fastball straight, right? Matt Holliday likes to get extended. His power is to right center field. So Matt Williams makes the pitching change and goes with the mid-90s 2-seamer from Drew Storn. Holliday does not like the ball in. He crowds him right there. He can't pull his hands in fast enough. And needless to say, gets a huge out here in the top of the 8th. Great pitch by Storn.
Alan Craig is 1 for 2 career against Storn. He's had a good night with 2 hits. Rendon made a good play to throw him out last time. There's a slider at the knees to get ahead.
That first pitch slider, beauty. Craig, very similar hitter to Holiday. You can get in there with a two-seam fastball, mid-90s. Likes to go the other way with runners in scoring position.
Target in.
Good pitch.
Yep, and a good take by the hitter to even the count, 1-1.
Ball might have been a little bit in, but it hits the spot, 95 miles an hour, exactly where he wanted it.
Nats holding on to a 3-1 lead here, top of the 8th. And Craig tried to wait for the slider. He was late. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We see the approach, hands inside, trying to go the other way. That's what all the Cardinals hitters do with runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and he's going to do the same right here. Spread out. Good slider by Storm. I still think that two-seam fastball in the inner half is the pitch right here. If you miss, it's okay. Miss off the plate in, you go back to the slider 2-2. Bury that thing in there.
There it is. 1 hopper. Desmond. Storm gets the Nats out of the inning, breaking Craig's bat in the process. And if the Nats hold on to win this game tonight, give half of the save to the young man from Indiana.
What a great sequence. Set him up perfect. Sliders away, went to the two-seamer in, broke his bat, tying run on second base, and it stayed there.
For the achiever in you. Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. And by University of Maryland, University College. Rendon rounding the bases with a 2-out solo back in the 3rd. The Nats wouldn't have another hit until the 7th. St. Louis made a couple of errors. Washington put 2 runs on the board, and they've got a 2-run lead into the bottom of the 8th, and what a tremendous job by Drew Storm.
I mean, hit every spot. The sequence was great. The way they set up both hitters. The first pitch to Holiday on his hands to get the pop-up. And then that last pitch to Alan Craig to get the broken back grounder to short. Drew Storm did not miss a spot in any one of his pitches.
Daniel Descalso on a double switch will bat 9th and play shortstop. Trevor Rosenthal on. This guy can bring it. 6 games, but look at the ERA. Not a good start to the season for him. And he falls behind. He's facing Anthony Rendon. who has never faced Rosenthal.
Rosenthal's fastball last year averaged 97.3 miles an hour. This year it clicked down to 95.9. Curveball and change to go with it. But he throws that fastball 74% of the time, so you're going to get some heat.
And Rendon takes it, gets ahead 2-1. So big to get through the heart of that order without a run being scored in the 8th. Still have to deal with Molina in the 9th. Anthony unable to stop that swing, and the count's 2-2.
We got second and third, one out with the heart of the order coming up. Guys that know how to drive in runs. Tying run on second base. Johnny Peralta with a wonderful at bat.
You know, Pete, that's another byproduct of having your starter go 7 and you have more than one setup guy available in the 8th inning if one of them gets into hot water.
Good point.
So, you know, hats off to Gio for getting the game into the 8th inning.
Well, and hats off to Matt Williams on making that move. I don't know that Davey Johnson would have done something like that to go get Tyler Clipper in the middle of an inning to bring in Drew Storm, but he wanted the sinker, the two-seam fastball running into the big right-hander. So rookie manager making a big-time move here tonight to pay it off. Nicely done.
Rendon out to right center, hanging in the air for Peter Borges. And that's the first out in the 8th. A lot of big ball games left on this home span. There are 2 more tomorrow. How about some day baseball for you the next day or two? Saturday 105, Sunday 135, and then Pujols, Trout, and the Angels are here for 3 games starting Monday. Nationals.com/tickets. And then San Diego in for 4 next Thursday. Bryce Harper went up hacking. Then against Rosenthal, he's 0 for 1 with 2 bases on balls.
Pitch looked a little bit outside.
Wow.
I don't think Bryce liked it.
I think Tyler Clippard would have liked to have one of those at the top of the inning. So Bryce in the hole 0-2.
You have to throw $1 million to get in the Cardinals bullpen, I think.
It is crazy how wide these arms are. And Harper will pop it up over to the left side. Matt Carpenter, 2 outs. Jason Worth has a career homer off Trevor Rosenthal, but that's not who he faced in the playoffs. Here's our Volkswagen flashback to Game 4, a moment in history, and a baseball in the bullpen. And a town turned upside down by a walk-off playoff win.
Maybe the coolest thing I've ever seen on a baseball field. '13th pitch of the at-bat. And I still get goosebumps.
Yeah.
I remember from that night is interviewing Jason in front of the dugout right after. And he was trembling visibly from all the adrenaline that was pumping through his veins. I've never seen that in an athlete in my life. He was shaking. And I said, hey, get your breath, man. We'll do this. It's taped. Whenever you're ready, let me know. And he was just soaking it all in, looking at the fans. And I was standing there with the mic, and I said, you ready? And I looked at his arms, Carp, and they were shaking. Both of his arms, his legs were shaking, everything. I mean, can you imagine the rush of adrenaline he had hitting that home run?
1, 2, 3, bottom of the 8th. It'll be Soriano against Molina, Ellis, and Robinson. Nets by 2 to even the series. 3-0. 8 earned runs and 7 in the third career against the Nats, so they've handled him in the past. And then Jordan Zimmermann coming off an outstanding start in Miami Monday night. He is 1-0 with a 5.27 ERA, but he was a pitcher on Monday night. Johnny and Ray from the ballpark, day baseball, 12:30. From the booth, we join you at 1, and then first pitch, 1:05.
Masson 2, be there. Like that.
You be there.
As promised earlier in the game, we have a fan photo, and it's brought to you by AT&T. All right.
We're all in this together. We're going to the top of the ninth. Soriano against Yadier Molina, who has faced him 4 times in his career with 1 base hit. 3 saves on the season. He faces 5-6-7 for St. Louis. First pitch swinging. Strike 1. First pitch cutter. And last appearance, he got Saltalamacchia, Dietrich, and Echeverria in order in the 9th inning. Wednesday night in Miami when the Nats held on to win that series 6-3. And he cuts it outside.
Now the fastball this year from Soriano averaging 90, the slider 83, and the cutter the same as the fastball, low 90s.
Slider up 83, looked like a foul tip, and the count's 1-2. And Molina leaving the strike zone to foul that one away. Target in. And Molina jammed, fights it off. These guys are tough outs, aren't they? Soriano 8 pitches, 7 strikes in that game Wednesday night in Miami. Lobaton tried to frame it down. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
Might have been a hair up, but the high strike has been in vogue tonight, so let's see how high it was.
Two to the leadoff man. And Molina rifles it foul.
We're kind of getting back to a point you made earlier in the game, Carpenter. It's a good one, and we've talked about it before. Catchers that block balls with nobody on, you get the borderline calls when you're hitting. And Yadier Molina tonight has been blocking everything for Vic Carapazza, as has Jose Lobaton. And the reason you do that with nobody on is you want to get calls when you're hitting.
Soriano missed his spot, but Molina was late for it. Nats trying to win their 10th game of the year. Trying to keep pace with the Braves, who are ahead in the late innings at New York.
How relaxed Molina looks.
Soriano knocks it down. He's got time. Good throw, good play, 1 out.
Well, nice play by Soriano right there. I think the ball got him in the leg, hustled over, knew he had time with Yadier Molina running to first base, and turned into a shortstop. Flung that thing sidearm right on the money. LaRoche. Skate save and a beauty, maybe a calf save right there. Goes over, Right on the money. Nice stretch by LaRoche, and a big play in this ballgame. 2-run game. Leadoff man on's a whole different story. Nice play by Rafael Soriano. Bare hand. Nicely done. Pick up your target. And let her rip. Checking out the calf. I think it got him in the calf. LaRoche can sympathize. He had a ball off his ankle tonight. Where'd it get him?
Here's Mark Ellis, who has seen Soriano numerous times in the American League. He's 1 for 7 career against the Nats closer.
You got to believe that Matt Adams is lurking somewhere down there in that dugout. Should a base runner reach for the Cardinals?
Yeah, that would get the tying run into the batter's box. Shane Robinson on deck, more of a slap hitter with speed. And Soriano misses 2-0.
And maybe you pinch hit Adams for Ellis. If Molina reached right there, he is. He got a helmet on ready to go. So an even bigger play right there by Soriano.
Adams has never faced Rafael Soriano. And that is close to the corner, but ball 3. You just can't walk anybody in the 9th inning. So he's got to come back and go after this guy.
Mark Ellis probably taking 2 pitches right here. And if this is a strike, he may take 3-1.
Wow. Just got the toughest hitter in their lineup. And he walks Mark Ellis. So Shane Robinson will be the hitter. Looks like Adams has gone to the on-deck circle for Peter Borges. This is a tough man, as mentioned earlier, to double up. Shane Robinson, right-handed batter with speed. Facing Soriano for the first time.
Probably taking a strike.
Slid from one side of the plate to the other. There's the big fella, who's batting over 350 for the Cardinals as well. 355. Everything up from Soriano right now.
And it's all about the arm angle, getting that thing on top. And sometimes he has a tendency to drop his arm down a little bit, get underneath the ball, and that's when he starts launching the fastball. Gets on top like that, he's okay. Now, it looked like a slider right here at 85, but he got it out front on top. Good late break, and Robinson, excuse me, Adams on deck. Looked like he was playing cricket right there.
Then a 1-2 pitch. Grounder back to the mound. Desmond turns it. Game over. Nats beat St. Louis finally.
And the untuck by Soriano, and I think Ian Desmond's okay right there, but he went flying after that turn. Great feed by Soriano and the game right here. And you know what? I'm giving Ian Desmond the game ball today. Rough night last night. Comes back tonight, makes every single play, gets a clutch hit, a clutch read at third base to score the go-ahead run, and ends the game on a 1-6-3 double play. You stand up in your locker, you face the music. The baseball gods have a way of paying you back. What a game by Ian Desmond, and what a game by Gio Gonzalez. They needed the win.
Now that's how a ball game should be played.